to the guild. Is Sarah here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognised as members of the Bracers Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. So this is Sarah's art. The Star and the Hangman. And she's doing Tarot. The Hermit and the Magician. The last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Sarah. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Sarah's picking on me. Don't worry, Sarah. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is over naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbment with some practice, eventually. Probably. So even Joshua ain't got much faith in her. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Sarah, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimum level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Right, now we'll get a bit of info. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septium installed. Although it's been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters and other everyday products to weapons, magic and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbal Revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. The Kingdom of LaBelle, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zamorian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. LaBelle is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for LaBelle in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighbouring nations. 10 years ago, when LaBelle was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbal-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, LaBelle enjoys peace. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed route. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of training. Sarah, how is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly, we're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, the two of you. Go get one for each of yourselves. Get one what? These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Bracer notebooks. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find and where these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh, please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted over there. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Client, Serazard, pays 500 Mira, details as direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Relent and bringing back the contents of a chest. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will automatically be recorded in the notebook. The notebook can easily found by clicking in the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Book shortcut button in the Config menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions that a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for a bracer. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have we? Have you? You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Mulder's Orbal factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behaviour. Okay. Here is where you will learn how to use an Orbal factory's services. At an Orbal factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbal arts. Arts have a wide range of effects and if mastered can be extremely helpful. The bracer's business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these Orbal factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem, leave everything to me. So, what is it that you would like to know about? A lot to know. Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that lights, airship engines, and so on are also different types of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is opened, but the other slots must be opened at an Orbal factory like this. It will take a fair amount of sepith too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. So what is it you'd like to know about next? Simply put, Orbal arts are magic which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the Orbal energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since Orbal arts can be a mouthful, they are most universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an Orbal factory. Orbments are also set up so that once a particular quartz is installed in a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install water quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. Quartz are circuits made from sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment and decide where you'll be installing it ahead of time. Don't mean to do that one again. Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. Sepith can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the Orbal factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbment slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. So, sounds like a lot to take in, but it's not really complicated at all. It looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's anything else, or if there's nothing else, then let's have both of you try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some sepith. Cool. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop you'll be able to exchange them for a mirror, but for this training you will not be able to use the surface. Okie dokie. Okay, so we have to talk to here. So we want modify and trade. And we want quartz. So we need an action for Joshua. Okay, can't do it for that. And then we can do anything. Obviously we can't do an action because we don't have that. I think I'm just going to go for a health one. Oh, so this is the notebook as well, by the way. All the different types of magic wards you can get already listed, which is quite cool. A lot of this we'll end up just discovering as we go through the game. That's what that is. So that unlocks 2 orbal arts for him. Clock up and soul blur. And also increases speed. And Estelle, that increased the health, also unlocked tear and aqua bleed. How do we see what they do again? So tear is a healing one, and aqua bleed is just a water attack. Joshua's clock up speeds up the flow of time, so he gets, so it's just a speed boost. Support one, and that is emits a time station pulse, faint 20%. So is that just a 20% chance of one shotting or inflicting whatever faint is, which I think we can see. Yeah, faint is miss a turn, so 20% chance of making somebody miss a turn. It's pretty cool. Oh, so you finished installing the ports, have you? Since you have both recovery and attack arts set up, it appears you don't need any more instruction from me about how to do this task. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to ask you to open a new slot in orbments. The more slots you have available, the broader range of choices you have. Since EP, which is equal by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a great idea to open them all up early. Now, I want you to use this equip and open a slot on each of your orbments. Go ahead and decide which slots you want to open. So I can open either, it doesn't matter, because they're both, all of her stuff is all ports, so. And the same here as well. So you've managed to open one of your orbments. Since your central slot is not limited, there is limited to a particular element, you are able to install any type of into it. That includes our training here at the Orbal Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. Good luck with the test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. All your training has finally come down to this. The qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Sarah? What now? I was kind of worrying, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board. not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I even made you jot down that you read in the Brace's notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure that job list mentions searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. O divine Ideos, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbal factory. Ah, I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why'd you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test. So how about the both of you try and at least look a little anxious? Just so you know though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident then, how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within the area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Tierbar Monster Guide. It's called a Monster Guide, and is used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whether you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it here. Right there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tips, Sarah. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. So this is the monster guide. We haven't seen any monsters yet. So there appears to be a recovery point somewhere here. Let's use it. Cool. So it's like a rest station recovery point. So a bit of a rest there. Make sure we're all up to scratch. It's going to take me a bit to get used to the buttons. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They'll become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of the battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. So outside we've got your battle order, we've got what we're doing here. So we have the area. So what this is showing is that we can either move to this one and hit it, or we can move to there and not hit it. We get closer for next turn. For now we'll just go and attack what are apparently dirty rats. They've got some acorns and armor though for some rats. You can see at the side they've not got any condition. I assume conditions would have poison or something like that in this game, and then that everything is currently neutral, and it shows if something is better or worse against them than their total health. Looks like none of the monsters are doing anything. That makes it a bit easier for us. Forward. These rats aren't doing anything, it's caused the first fight. So it dropped an item in there. Bit of XP, some Sepith that wasn't expected earlier. Got a juicy bone. Should recover our EP, which I don't think we used, but I don't know. And now we can see stuff about it, so we can see what it drops, where it is, what Sepith we get from it, stuff like that. Here comes some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be effective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. So this time we're going to be using our EP. Bit of a tutorial dungeon, pretty cool. So these are very weak mosh clusters. So arts take a bit of time to charge it up before we actually use the attack. They have a little bit more of an animation, makes it pretty cool. There we go. Nice and easy so far. A little bit more experience, some nice Sepith, and some crisp onions. Now it's going to show us attacking the monster from behind. Oh no, it wants to use crafts. So crafts, yeah, as it said, something we can use instantly. And they're locked to just the characters, and they require the CP that's been built at the bottom. So she has morale, which you can shout. Oh yeah, sorry, okay, so that's a special S-craft we can't use yet. So it's morale, which increases the strength of all allies within the radius. And Joshua's is dual hit. So he ended up using it once and killing the monster. Dual strike, sorry, not dual hit. Estelle actually took some damage. But we got 2 items.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Curative horns. So all of these surviving food ingredients. Then we've got tear balm, which can heal 200 health. We've got a chest for reviving balm. Some reviving stuff. Rusted locked again. I wonder if at some point later on we'll end up coming back to this. Not surprised, another thing. I wish there were an easy way to take care of them. One blow using an S-craft or S-break should do the trick for just about any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. So these are like the super or special moves that we can use, but they require a lot more CP. Flash animation down. Quite like these old school style of graphics. Let's go this same here. Let's attack. Let's use that S break.
Let's do this!
Back. And then just attack again to finish off.
good to go.
So it looks like this is the last one then, before we get the chest and complete the tutorial dungeon. That's the treasure chest we're asking for after. If we've made it this far, the rest is going to be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room in this. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. Wow. So battle order bonuses. These icons indicate the bonuses are linked to the battle order. If a bonus icon appears next to a character, they will receive that bonus. So that one is heal 10, that one is 7th up, indicate bonus 7th up. So choose an attack. Increase speed. Took some hefty damage. Oh god.
Not now.
Well, this really ain't fucking going. Really ain't going well, is it? Well, I'm definitely dead.
I'm sorry.
Let's retry that battle then, shall we? Wow, that was well, I mean, starting out with a miss ain't gonna help anything. The question is, how the hell on earth we were meant to do this? Because they've all got so many turns attacking.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna die again. Alright. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Killed one. But then these ones are going to attack and kill them.
Not now.
I'm sorry.
See what happens here. This is just mental.
We're good to go. I'm sorry.
Not now.
I can take these guys out straight away. Which I can't, because I can't get close enough to. Let's just try charging this up, see what happens. Oh, that one missed, that might be enough. That should be enough. Wipe that out. Just use a craft. Just chuck an item
We're
in.
good to go.
We should be able to survive this turn, no problem. Just go for an auto attack here. Get somewhere. Looks like we've done it this time. Took a bit of work, but we got it. Then we're just gonna charge up the arts instead. There we go, the range from far range. Do that for both. There we go. Took a few turns.
We're
A
good
few
to go.
reshrines even. But we got there. We are playing it on hard difficulty, so it definitely was hard. By no means was that easy. In fact, not just one, but two. It's kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember, I started as our mission was to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside these boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. You're no fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here. We can get away with a teensy wincy thing, right? If you like flunking today's test, then by all means be my guest. Did you just say that F word? Yep, opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. But as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Sarah when we get back? But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright, alright. Before we exit, hitting up that health. Get that rest.